Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a massive show. From the U-23 carnage at the US Pro Road Nationals to a bizarre arrest involving a former Olympian at the reflecting pool. Plus, we're looking at why you might be setting your cleats up all wrong and testing if your favorite jersey is actually making you slower. Let's dive in. Intro montage featuring cycling highlights and recent race clips. We start in Charleston, West Virginia, where the 2026 US Pro Road Nationals delivered absolute fireworks for the under-23 categories. The men's road race saw 95 starters tackle a brutal 135-kilometer route of attrition. The race was defined by a massive solo breakaway from Drake, who spent 6 of the 7 laps off the front, dangling a 2-minute carrot in front of the field. But the final lap was pure carnage. A chase group of 6 finally reeled Drake in just as the race hit the business end of the climb. Ashlyn Barry of Visma, a bike development, proved to have the sharpest legs, edging out Marseille's Shelton in a tense 2-up sprint for the national title. Transition to women's race analysis. It wasn't just the men. The women's race was equally aggressive. Sarkisov took the win after a perfect team tactical display, using a teammate's pull on the Bridge Road climb to get the gap she needed. Shifting gears to something truly bizarre. A former Olympian was arrested this week at the Lincoln Memorial's reflecting pool. The athlete, who was reportedly cycling in the area, was taken into custody on vandalism charges. They vehemently denied the accusations, leading to a strange headline involving high-stakes sports and national monuments. Next up, we need to talk about your feet. We recently dug into why so many of you are questioning the ball of the foot cleat position. There's a massive shift towards slamming those cleats further back. Some riders report it's the only way they've escaped chronic foot numbness. One viewer even commented that after years of pain, sliding the cleats back changed their cycling life. But be warned, you can't just move your cleats without adjusting your saddle height too. Aero testing segment. Finally, we tested the ultimate cycling debate. Is your favorite baggy jersey actually ruining your speed? We put normal street clothes to the test against top-tier aero kit. The results might surprise you. Even at modest commuting speeds, the flapping drag of casual clothes adds up to a massive power penalty. Let's zoom back in on those U-23 nationals in Charleston, because the sheer tactical density of these races is what really makes them special. The Canoja Boulevard finish wasn't just a physical test. It was a psychological battlefield where the future of the pro peloton was being tested under 30-degree heat. Race analysis segment. Drake's effort wasn't just a fluke. He managed to stay out for 6 of the 7 laps, putting the entire peloton on the back foot as they scrambled to organize a chase. The tension was palpable when the race finally detonated on the last lap, turning a calculated effort into a chaotic dash for glory. Ashlyn Barry, representing Team Visma Lisa Bike Development, showcased exactly why he's a rider to watch, navigating that technical finish to snatch the stars and stripes. It was a massive day for Team Visma as they proved their development pipeline is firing on all cylinders, turning potential into results right on the American stage. The sprint finish against Marseille's Shelton was clinical. You could tell Shelton had the strength, but Barry had that extra fraction of tactical maturity. Podium highlights. And don't look past the bronze medal battle. Brendan Luongo's surge in the 4-up sprint for 3rd proved that the depth of talent in the U-23 ranks is deeper than ever. This race wasn't just about a jersey. It was a brutal 132-kilometer test of who could handle the humidity, the climbs, and the high-stakes pressure. One viewer commented on the intensity of these sprints, saying, "Watching a mosh pit of sprint gladiators spread across the road is inspiring." And frankly, we couldn't agree more. The course itself, combining technical elite circuits with the Wirtz Avenue climb, created the perfect recipe for a race that favors the versatile classic-style rider. The Meridian Racing Squad also deserves a shout-out. They were absolute workhorses at the front of the peloton, trying to drag the race back together for their leaders. By the 6th lap, the peloton had been slashed in half. It really goes to show that in championship racing, there's nowhere to hide. As the U23 field looks toward the future, these are the moments that define their careers. The transition to the World Tour starts right here in Charleston. Wrap up. Switching our focus to the women's category at the Nationals, the tactical display was arguably even more clinical. It was a masterclass in team cooperation. Sarkisov executed the plan perfectly, keeping her cool while the race evolved around them, ensuring she had the support she needed at the most critical moment. The move on the bridge road climb was the decisive factor. Her teammate, Ella Brenneman, essentially acted as a human slingshot to extend the lead. Seeing that kind of synergy in a solo-style sport is rare. It's exactly why cycling remains the ultimate team game disguised as an individual pursuit. Race analysis. And the Wirtz climb, that was the final nail for the breakaway. Catching the last two riders there and surging away solo was a high-risk, high-reward maneuver. Sarkisov noted that having her teammate Georgia finish in second place made it an absolute dream day for the entire squad. It's a stark reminder that in these U23 races, the team that manages their energy reserves best leading into that final lap usually takes the jersey home. One viewer commented, "Watching the teamwork evolve on those West Virginia climbs was pure poetry." Honestly, it really was a masterclass in tactical patience. Chloe Fraser rounded out the podium, showing incredible consistency against a field that was clearly looking to disrupt the status quo all day long. The humidity levels really played a role here too, forcing riders to be extremely selective about when to commit their efforts. The transition. With the U23 races in the books, all eyes are now turning to the elite men's and women's events happening this weekend. The elite women roll out Sunday at 8:00 a.m. ET, with the men's elite event following in the afternoon. It's going to be a massive final day of racing. The level of racing we've seen from these younger riders has set a high bar for the elites to follow, both in terms of tactics and pure grit. If you want to catch the conclusion of the Pro Road Nationals live, you can find the broadcast schedule and full results over on Flowbikes. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Beyond the American scene, the global professional circuit is absolutely on fire right now, with racing intensity hitting a season high. At the Tour de Suisse, Tadej Pogacar is putting on a clinical display of dominance, reminding everyone why he is the one to beat in any race he enters. Highlight analysis. The Tour of Slovenia has also provided high-stakes drama, featuring final kilometer battles that have pushed the peloton to its absolute breaking point. Meanwhile, La Route d'Occitanie saw some of the most technical bike handling we've witnessed all season as riders navigated tricky finishes. If you missed these finishes, you essentially missed a masterclass in modern aggressive cycling, where seconds were won and lost on pure positioning. Race recap transition. The tactical variance between these three major races highlights just how diverse the current pro calendar has become for the world's best. One user commented, "Watching Pogacar dictate the tempo in Switzerland feels like watching a chess grandmaster play in a library." Spot on. The level of fatigue in the peloton is beginning to show, yet these riders are finding reserves of power that are genuinely staggering to watch. Riders are currently balancing these intense efforts with their prep for the upcoming Grand Tour season, making every kilometer count. Global racing summary. In the Tour of Slovenia, the fight for the general classification jerseys has turned every mountain stage into a high-octane sprint. The descent techniques seen in La Route d'Occitanie were nothing short of surgical, showing that top-tier road racing is as much about descending as it is climbing. As the season progresses, we're seeing a clear trend of younger riders fearlessly challenging the established hierarchy of the sport. These races serve as the ultimate proving ground before the biggest events on the cycling calendar truly kick into high gear. For any fan of the sport, this current window of racing is the absolute golden hour. Don't look away for a second. And remember, these performances aren't just for the cameras. They are defining the shape of the World Tour pecking order for months to come. Finally, we have to address the headline that has everyone in the cycling community completely baffled. A former Olympian, known for their competitive past, has been arrested at the DC reflecting pool. The details are still coming to light, but the incident involves serious vandalism allegations connected to one of the most iconic monuments in Washington, D.C. News segment. The athlete, however, is standing their ground. They have issued a strong statement completely denying the claims, calling the entire situation a misunderstanding. It's a bizarre crossover between the world of high-level endurance sports and the intense, often chaotic, news cycle of our nation's capital. Reports suggest the individual was on a bike in the area when the incident occurred, which has obviously sparked a firestorm of discussion on cycling forums. Investigation summary. Was it a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or is there more to this story than the police reports are letting on? The investigation is ongoing. One viewer put it bluntly: you spend your whole life training to represent your country as an Olympian, and this is how you end up in the headlines. It serves as a stark, if somewhat strange, reminder that sports legends are just as susceptible to life's chaotic moments as any of us. The reflecting pool is a hallowed space in DC, so any accusations of vandalism there are taken extremely seriously by the authorities. Legal update. We are keeping a close eye on the court filings. As more evidence is released, we'll be sure to keep you updated on the truth behind these bizarre claims. For now, the Olympian continues to maintain their innocence, insisting they had no role in the damage that has been reported. It's a bizarre news cycle anomaly, but it just goes to show that even in the world of professional cycling, you never quite know what to expect. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of your pedal interface. There is a massive, ongoing debate about why the traditional ball-of-the-foot cleat position might be holding you back. Science is increasingly pointing toward midfoot or more rearward cleat placement as a way to reduce calf fatigue and increase mechanical efficiency. Biomechanical analysis. If you are suffering from chronic knee pain, your cleat alignment could be forcing your joints into an unnatural path throughout the pedal stroke. By shifting the cleat rearward, you effectively lengthen the lever arm of the leg, which can distribute force more evenly across the entire pedal stroke. It sounds simple, but moving your cleats just 5 millimeters can drastically alter how your quads, glutes, and calves engage during a climb. Pro tips. Many pro riders are experimenting with this slammed back position to unlock stability at high cadences and power outputs. But don't just grab a hex key and start moving them. You have to account for the change in effective leg length, which means lowering your saddle. Neglecting to adjust your saddle height when moving cleats is the fastest way to invite hip issues and lower back pain. One viewer recently commented, "After moving my cleats back, I felt like I finally found a stable platform for my power transfer." The biomechanics of foot positioning are personal. What works for a time trialist might not be optimal for a stage racer dealing with all-day fatigue. Equipment advice. Consider your shoe type as well. Some modern cycling shoes are actually designed with extended bolt holes to allow for these radical positions. If you're struggling to, put the power down. Look at your foot angle and cleat depth before you blame your training plan. There is a science to the interface. Finding your sweet spot could be the key to unlocking those hidden watts you've been searching for. Another follower shared, "My foot numbness completely vanished once I stopped forcing my midfoot to balance on the ball of the pedal." Now, let's talk about the gear you're wearing. We all love the comfort of a casual jersey and shorts, but if you're chasing PRs, those flapping fabrics are working against you. The data is clear. Wind resistance is the biggest enemy of speed, and loose clothing creates drag that essentially forces you to push harder for the same result. Aero testing findings. When we tested Weekend Warrior baggy gear against a pro-level skin suit, the gap was staggering. We're talking minutes lost over a standard hour-long ride. Even at a modest pace of 20 miles per hour, your shirt is fluttering like a sail, generating a wake of turbulence that pushes back against your forward momentum. It's a simple physics lesson. The tighter and smoother the material, the less energy you waste fighting the air. Aero Benefits Summary. A properly fitted race jersey acts like a second skin, eliminating those folds and pockets of air that drag you down every time you hit the drops. We measured the power output differences, and the penalty for wearing a casual tee can be upwards of 15 to 20 watts at competitive speeds. For the average rider, that's the difference between hanging onto the back of a fast group ride or being dropped within the first 5 miles. It's not just the jersey, either. Socks, base layers, and even the weave of your bib shorts contribute to your overall aerodynamic profile. Upgrade advice. One viewer commented, "I thought it was just my legs, but changing to an aero kit felt like adding an extra gear to my drivetrain. It really is that noticeable." While you don't need a full-time trial skin suit for your coffee ride, slimming down your wardrobe is one of the cheapest upgrades you can make. So, if you're looking to shave time off your Strava segments without spending thousands on carbon wheels, look at your jersey first. Finally, for those who need a push to get out on the bike, we're looking at the 500 km epic from London to Paris. It's not just about the distance, it's about the mental toll of multi-day endurance riding. Endurance training tips. Whether you're training for a race or just trying to survive your first century, this trip serves as the ultimate reminder of why we do this sport. The logistics of a 500 km ride are staggering. You're talking about managing nutrition, hydration, and mechanical fatigue over several consecutive days of saddle time. The mental aspect is often the deciding factor. When you wake up on day 3 and your legs are screaming, it's your mindset that carries you to that final checkpoint. Mental toughness segment. Endurance cycling isn't just about output, it's about pacing. Pushing too hard in the opening stages is the quickest way to end your ride in the team support car. Many cyclists find that the transition from local rides to multi-day events changes their perspective on what their body is truly capable of achieving. The camaraderie built on these long-haul trips is incomparable. When you're suffering in a crosswind with a group, those bonds become permanent. Endurance recovery tips. Nutrition is arguably the hardest part of the equation. Keeping your glycogen levels topped up while your stomach is rejecting bars is a skill in itself. One viewer commented, "The London to Paris ride was the hardest thing I've ever done, but it unlocked a level of fitness I didn't know I had." Endurance events prove that the bike is more than a machine. It's a vehicle for exploration, whether you're racing for a jersey or just finding your limit. The discipline required for recovery, stretching, refueling, and getting quality sleep, is just as critical as the hours you spend in the saddle. If you're eyeing your first century, don't worry about the speed. Focus on the consistency and the ability to keep your head when things get uncomfortable. It is this specific grit that separates the casual weekend rider from the endurance athlete. The 500 km journey is the test that proves it. Thanks for tuning in.